Alrighty then. Alright, so now we minimize that. Have that. Open Discordo. Open up Notepado. And then we do this. Now, why does my sticky notes app? Oh, it does sync. Beautiful. Okay. We'll do going live notification. Agency. This is how I would do it. And then let's link. Beautiful. Close, close. That's hits. Hey Violet, how you doing? Oh. Did I break chat? I did. Oh. Why did I do that? Okay, I gotta fix that now. No. Streamlabs. I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually really enjoying the new hours I have at work because I have so much time in the morning to do whatever I want. And it's absolutely fantastic. So, and honestly, like doing streaming in the morning, like I know it's like way less viewers than I typically would have, but it's kind of nice. Log in YouTube, that one. Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty awesome. I think I just have to get used to the less viewers, which is totally fine. It is expected. I have been gone for like on and off for a year or two, so. Hey, Walter. I'm curious about your ideas after hearing Armchair Expert. Who's the Armchair Expert that you've been listening to, Walter? Hey, Neo. Oh my god, I really broke chat. Holy tamales, man. Why can't I find... It's weird because, like, Streamlabs won't let me log in. Log in with YouTube with that account. Please let me log in. Continue. Continue. But I would love to know who you guys watch. Because I love seeing people's opinions about things and see how different they are from mine. Oh, I do have it there. What am I doing? I just deleted it. Why did I delete it? 5 to 10 hour streams talking about public relation and topics. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I definitely have to check that out. I'm just going to write test real quick, see if it pulls up. Because I may have actually, like, completely bricked it. Oh. Okay. It's there now. Senpai, don't delete it. Leave it. Leave things. A little comfy armchair VTuber PNG mod. Oh, nice. Okay. That's cool. See, that's one thing I like about VTubing quite a bit. Is you can be literally any kind of like VTuber and it works out. It doesn't have to be super expensive. You could just be whatever you need to be and then you just talk. It's fantastic. But yeah, no, we'll wait like another couple of minutes. I'll just chat with you guys for a little bit longer and then we'll start. And then I better start streaming to my vertical. Control that and B. Okay, no, it's supposed to be there. I think I bricked it for you for the vertical as well. Bloody hell, Senpai. What are you doing? Alright, better go to YouTube Studio real quick. Start that stream. And then, where is the start? See, I wish I could combine chats from the vertical with the regular, because like I already have somebody talking in the vertical, 40k VTuber. So I gotta pop out this chat as well so I can see it. Okay, Blackboard main. Test. Beautiful. All right, let's pause the music. Let's start. So, if I were to start my own VTubing agency, it does show up in vertical. Perfect. Basically, this is what I would do. This is kind of what I have planned out. This is what I would honestly consider. And the reason why I see a lot of small agencies just absolutely fail is truthfully because they don't really plan things. So, we'll call it Gizo. If you know, you know. Running joke that's been around for a long time. But if I was to start Gizo, my own agency, this is what I would do. Okay. So I've seen people from this community start their own agency. I've seen people in other communities start their own agency. Oh, I am clipping? Okay. Whoops. Thank you. What it is I get too close, but that's okay. I'll sit backwards a little bit more, or I'll adjust it later. It's okay. But yeah, if I was to start my own agency, all that fun jazz. This is what I do, and again, there was people in this community, people in other communities I've seen start their own agencies, and they kind of really approached it the wrong way, in my personal opinion, and that's why those agencies absolutely, positively failed. And first thing you got to do, first thing, right? Before you even start the court, before you even start recruiting members, you have to do your research. Now, I know people have done their own research and really like, oh, this is what they do, da 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 da, but they don't do enough of the research. So if it was me, what I would do, truthfully, contact other agencies, right? Start knocking on doors. Call up Devin Nash. Call up other popular streamer agencies. smaller agencies, roughly the same size of what I want to be, not the size I am now, right? If you're trying to contact other agencies that are the exact same size as you when you're first starting out, you're just asking for failure, right? You got to contact the people that you want to be at, like the level you want to be at. You got to start contacting them first, right? See what they do, see what they're willing to share with you. Now, a lot of agencies probably won't share anything, but you can reach out to some of the talent, right? Especially if they're your friends or they talk about things publicly. Be like, hey, I know you're underneath an NDA. What are some things you can share about your agency? I'm looking to start my own, and I would like just some tips and tricks, right? If you're absolutely honest with people, you'd be surprised on what they're willing to share with you. So honestly, contact some other agencies, see what they say, see what they're willing to share. Contact some of the talent, see what they're willing to share with you. It's really not a bad thing um, to really do. Another thing I would highly suggest, and again, something I would do myself, it was me, start streaming and see what it actually takes to be successful. And this is where a lot of people kind of screw up is they have money, but they have no idea what it takes to be successful in the space. They have no idea what the space is about. They see, oh, VTubers are popular. How can I make money on it? Well, no, you can't do that, right? Yes, VTubers are becoming successful. Yes, they do make money. But how? Why? What are the things that they're doing? Why is there certain emojis going with these or certain memes going with certain VTubers, right? What's the beef in the community? What's the positive sides? What's the negative sides? What software do you use? Get an understanding of what equipment you may require, right? That they may require, and see what is needed to be where you know they need to be. So start streaming yourself. See what it actually takes. And yeah, you might stream to only 5, 10 concurrent viewers if you're lucky, but at least it gives you somewhat of an idea of okay, they got to stream for X amount of hours a day, X amount of days a week, so on and so forth. Uh, you know, maybe this isn't for me, right? Because whatever time you're put or whatever your time your talent is putting in, you're going to be putting a double, triple, or quadruple that time into your agency to make sure it's staying afloat. So I know for a fact a lot of agencies owners are of like completely missing this step right here. And I think that's what's leading to some of their downfalls because they just don't have any idea what it takes or know anything about it. So again, if it was me, start streaming. You guys have seen that I have this YouTube channel. I built it up from zero. We're at 22,500 subscribers. Back in my heyday before I got busy, super busy with work, I was streaming concurrently to 40, 50 viewers. As work got super busy, I had to spend last 2 years not really streaming too much. So, of course I dropped things. Uh, work is work. Work is important. So you got to really focus on work, right? So at least I know and I have an idea of what it takes. Why are you streaming in the morning? These are my new hours, unfortunately. I got a promotion at work, so got to adapt. So again, this is the first things we're doing right now is before we even hire talent, before we even consider hiring talent, right? Before the talent is considered, right? This is baby stages. And again, a lot of agencies don't really even think about this. First thing they think about, is who can I recruit? Who can I get? No. You gotta do some research before then. So what I would also do, and I've done it, right? Watch some videos from Devin Nash, right? Harris Heller, right? Mr. Beast, watch a whole bunch of different creators, and you don't have to watch these three. You can watch others, right? But I highly suggest, at the very least, Devin Nash and Harris Heller. But they are loaded with so much good information on their live streams, on their YouTube channels, especially in Harris Heller's older videos and Devin Nash's older videos. They give you so much free content, so much free information that is not paywalled, that is extremely useful for one, your potential and future talents, right? And these are great tips and tricks that you can pass on to them. But it also gives you a lot of insight, again, of what it takes for your talents to be successful, and what you may need to look out for your talents to be successful. So watching some of these videos, even like two of these videos, would actually really help you out and get you going. So I've watched almost every single Devin Nash video. I've seen almost every single Harris Heller video talking about growing. And I've seen almost every single Mr. Beast video about growing. And I think a lot of people kind of like suffer from not doing their research about any of that. So we talked about doing your research before you even get the talent, before they're even considered, and all that fun stuff. Another thing you got to really think about, and what I would think about if I was starting an agency, is the payout. A lot of people, a lot of newer agencies I've seen pop up state that they're going to do the 80-20 split. I was about to put 70-30, but that's YouTube's 80-20 split. 80 going to the talent, 20 going towards the agency. When the agency first starts out, I actually think that an 80-20 split is just absolutely bonkers. It will not be good for a starting agency, right? A starting agency should be at a 50-50 split, right? 50% to the talent, 50% to you, right? And what you need to do, and these are things you need to consider. I'm actually getting ahead of myself. I shouldn't be talking about this yet, but I know people want to hear these kind of things. The reason why it's going to be a 50-50 split to start, okay, this is not going to be a forever thing. It's just a to start thing, right? Talents may need money in the future. A agency, believe it or not, guys, is a business, right? So you got to have some reserve funds, and those reserve funds that you have are there to get you through good times and especially the bad times, right? So what if there's a talent that's sick for a month? Well, me as someone that's owning an agency wants to make sure that my talent is taken care of. Those reserve funds that I've done with that 50-50 split, I can now help support that talent through whatever sickness that they have, family crisis they may have, or maybe their piece of equipment that they can't afford to replace at this current moment. I can give them the money to replace the equipment to go back out there and keep going again, right? So when you start, and only when I mean start, you're going to have the 50-50 split to build those reserve funds. And truthfully, you need 3 to 6 months of operating costs. Again, there's going to be highs and lows in the VTubing sphere, in the streaming sphere. So you want to make sure you got whatever you need to cover yourself in the lows. And honestly, there's one thing that VTubers like to be in, and that's in trouble. So if you need to cover some legal fees, well, okay, there you go. You got your reserve funds for that. If you need to do advertising, there you go. You got some reserve funds for that. If you need to rent an office all of a sudden because you guys grew exponentially, you got your reserve funds to do that, right? So you got to use those revenues for that thing. And then as time progresses, as you meet that 3 to 6 months of operating costs build up, then you do the 80-20 split, right? Again, this is where I see a lot of agencies fail. They don't have the funds that they require to operate through the hard times. You need to have those things. It's extremely important. I think that if a new VTuber agency were to be successful, it would need to fill different niches other than current existing agencies. That too, yes, no, absolutely. But for the basis things, they got to at least do these. Another thing. Hello, Sriracha. How you doing? And hello, Talon. How you doing? Another thing that you got to think about in agency wise, a lot of people that I've spoken to in the past are like, oh, well, I just want to make money, so on and so forth, right? Well, an agency, yeah, okay, is good there to make money, but you got to remember that an agency should be there for the talent. So if you are getting into this where you only want to do it for yourself, this is not for you then, right? You're just going to get into a whole bunch of drama. You're just going to get yourself into a whole bunch of trouble, and then you're going to be on like the next VTuber drama YouTube channels covering how you screwed up and how you are just like a horrible person. You may not be a horrible person. You're probably not a horrible person, but if you're thinking about yourself first instead of the talent first, you're pretty well screwed. Again, the agency it is a business, and you gotta cover business expenses, so on and so forth. But once you start actually get going and getting the talent, you gotta have the right mindset for that. So these are some of the things you got to think about before you start. There's one more thing I want to cover that you need to think about before you even start an agency. And again, if I were to start, this is what I would do. A lot of people think that agencies are there for brand deals, which they are, for to get a little check mark against their name, so on and so forth. But there's actually a lot more to an agency than most people think about, right? So before you start recruiting your first members, you should be reaching out to platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and etc. Right? And what you want to do is talk to these platforms. Be like, hey, my name is XYZ with XYZ agency, and I'm looking to start up a group, an agency. What kind of relationship can I build with you guys? And the reason why you want to do this is because if your talent gets banned, the agency should be dealing with the ban appeals, right? Working behind the scenes, be like, hey, Twitch, look, I know XYZ streamer did this stupid thing on stream. I am super sorry. We will speak to them. Is there any way we can get their ban reduced? That's what a good agency would do, right? So that's one thing that they'll do behind the scenes, right? Another thing that they'll do behind the scenes is reach out to sponsors. Now, I've seen agencies do the silly things where they'll sign up for like a computer chair affiliate program or a humble bundle affiliate program. No. If your talent can sign up for those things themselves, those are the things you should be signing your agency up for, right? Reach out to them directly. Hey, so and so, I'm building an agency. This is what I'm looking to do. This is what I'm wanting to start, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What do I need to do in the future to be working with you? See what they say, right? See what their requirements are to work with them. It's not a horrible idea, right? But see what the requirements are. And again, whoops. Whoops. Thing cut out. We good? We good? Yes, we're good now. This thing is like crapping out. There we go. Okay. It's not a bad thing to see what the requirements are because it gives you something to build towards, right? It has to. You have to know what you need to build towards. And the small agencies that I've seen, even from people that built them in our own community, they didn't check. They didn't look. If you don't check, you're not going to be successful. You gotta really do that, right? So reach out to the sponsors, see what their requirements are. If you can't get sponsors right away for your talent, that's okay. There's other things you can do. to help them out. Oh my god, I'm gonna murder this laptop because it keeps taking over my phone, and I'm gonna like just absolutely murder it. What do you think are the hardest things that agencies can do that individuals can't besides concerts? Great question, Starlight. And I don't know why chat is again not popping up on screen. I am going to absolutely whoops. Go crazy. Why, let me fix that real quick. Um okay, we'll put you at the bottom left. So yeah, Starlight asked the question, what do you think are the hardest things agencies can do that individuals can't? I kind of covered it, right? If a good agency establishes a relationship with platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, all that stuff, they can help deal with the band appeals, reach out to sponsors. Another thing that they can do that others can't is build relationships with game studios. Uh, it's hard to do with individuals, but if you reach out to them saying, "Hey, game studios, I'm planning to have a small corporation of 5 talents, right? These are going to be their CCVs, right? Their concurrent viewers. These are going to be the minimum subscribers they have on YouTube, followers on Twitch, right? Having that kind of like set goals of what you want to hire for talent kind of gives you some bargaining power of, okay, this guy's pretty serious. Let's look into it. A lot of agencies can do a lot of things that individual talents can't, right? Let's talk about the sponsorship section for a section here, right? For a second here. They can work out pretty decent deals, deal with the contracts, right? And all the behind the scene negotiations that a lot of people don't have to deal with, right? There's VTubers out there that don't want to read contracts, that don't know how to read contracts, that can't afford a lawyer to read a contract. If you can't afford a lawyer, you shouldn't be in an agency, because you need a lawyer before you even consider joining an agency. We talked about that many times in the past, but the nice thing about an agency is they can deal with a lot of this stuff for you, and it's more so the streamer, the talent, can focus on what they need to focus on, which is just streaming and getting the viewers in, and so on and so forth. Again, for the people that just joined, this is what I would do if I was to start my own agency. The steps I would take before I even consider hiring any kind of talent or reaching out to talent, right? So reaching out to these different corps, reaching out to these different sponsors, and building that little bit of a relationship with them before we even start is a fantastic thing to do, right? And if you have some VTubing friends that are 50 to 100K subscribers on YouTube that say, hey, we want to join your agency if you start one. Well, again, that's part of your bargaining power of when you do reach out to these people, say, hey, look, I already have 3 or 4 people that are lined up, that are interested, that are ready to start. This is their stats. What can we do when I start this agency? And then go from there. So we've covered what we would do before. What we will do when we are about to look for talent. This is a very important one. I've seen far too many small agencies. I'm going to take a quick drink real quick here. I've seen way too many agencies grab only small talent between 1 and 10 concurrent viewers. Now, that is noble. That is awesome that they're wanting to do that, but that is a bad idea. A lot of people that are in the 1 to 10 concurrent viewers really don't know yet what it takes to be 100 concurrent viewers or 1,000 concurrent viewer streamer, right? The difference between 100 concurrent viewer streamer versus 100 versus 1,000 is completely different mindset. The mindset difference between this, and this is 3 different levels, 3 different ways of thinking, and you have to think differently at these 3 different levels. It is an absolute must, right? At 10, you're thinking like a small streamer. There's a lot of mistakes that small streamers make that really hinder their growth, really limit their growth, and stunts their growth, right? When you're here, well, you're not making as many mistakes as you were as a small streamer. Your mindset is now, okay, I built this nice large audience. How do I retain them? At this level, for example, you're like, okay, how do I keep growing? What's the maximum number I can get to, right? So recruiting down here isn't a good idea. Starting to recruit down here is a better idea. Recruiting at this level is probably the best idea. But if you are trying to recruit somebody at 1,000, why do they really need you then at that point? So you kind of want to target the people here in the middle. I was about to say the bottom. You want to target the people in the middle, right? And as an agency, what you should always be thinking about is, what can I do to help them grow further, right? Especially if it's a VTuber or a streamer that is like super struggling getting past the 100 concurrent viewers or 200. What can you do to help them grow further? Give exposure, right? Or advice, right? Maybe you're seeing that they're doing something that's just absolutely crazy. Because you did all the research prior, talking to other talents, talking to other agencies, you're going to be armed with some knowledge that, okay, this person, I see they're stuck. This is some of the advice I can give them to grow. Why not make an agency that isn't focused on streams but on VODs? Well, you can definitely do both. There isn't an agency out there that focuses on VODs, and that would be a fantastic take. I would love to see something like that. But the streaming sphere is more popular for VTubers than it is for the VOD sphere. I would love to see somebody or an agency pop up that only focuses on evergreen content. That would be peak. That would be awesome. But it doesn't exist yet. But if you were to do something like that, these are the steps you would still take, right? It's definitely different, and it definitely would stand out. But yeah, what can I do to help them grow in the future? Do they have a YouTube channel? Right? There is so many people at this size that don't have a YouTube channel, that don't do TikToks, that don't do shorts, that don't do Instagram reels, that don't do Facebook reels, right? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube shorts, those really help build people up. Those really help people get exposure. Those really help people, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, a certain moderator, get new viewers in, right? So it's super important to look at the talent and, okay, what can I do to help them grow and be more successful? And in turn, the more revenue that they make is more revenue that's coming into your agency, that's helping build your reserve funds. That's helping you to get to the 80-20 payout, to get you away from the starting 50-50 payout, right? This is the goal. This is where we're starting. This is what we need for 3 to 6 months of operating costs, right? We got to have that stuff. We got to have that buildup. So look at your talent and help them. And there's agencies out there that would start with, helping the talent and then just abandon them later on. Ask me how I know this, right? So you can't just like hire some talent, set them up a little bit, and then move on to the next person. No. You got to stay continuing to help that talent no matter what, because we get tunnel vision when we're streaming. and we stick with what works. But sometimes you need that outside source, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, to push you to do a little bit more. So you're not so tunnel visioned, and so that you're actually like, again, continuing to grow. You have to continue to grow in this space. You can't just stay stagnant and doing what you've been doing forever because it works, right? So yeah. So when you're looking for talent, you want at least 100 CCV. What I would also do is look to see, look at their YouTube channel, right? They should have other forms of content on other platforms. There will be a time where Twitch will go away. It's just a matter of time. Twitch is in hot water every other day by what it looks like for every other reason. So what are they doing to stay relevant when Twitch is gone? Right? Again, any and every platform could be, Thanos away with somebody signing an order, or maybe Amazon comes in and just says, you guys are losing too much money, right? A lot of companies are just out for profits. If this company is not making enough profit, right? And this goes for Kick, this goes for YouTube, this goes for everybody. They can just shut down things, right? YouTube can shut down YouTube Live any second. YouTube Live doesn't make them a lot of money. So we've got to make sure that they're spreading the wealth of their content in other platforms. Look at their YouTube, right? Facebook. Every single streamer I watch has a Facebook. They're posting their reels, they're posting their VODs, all in Facebook, right? Are they posting on Instagram? Again, look at their Instagram. I'm not too worried about X, aka Twitter, right? A lot of people aren't really posting stuff there anyway related to this stuff. They're more like posting their feelings and so on and so forth. I think you should have an X, not to engage with like randos on it, but like to keep your community informed. And take a look at their Discord. I believe every single person, no matter what size you are, should have a Discord. It's a great way for your community to stay engaged with your content while you're offline, right? To stay engaged with each other while you're offline. What about 2 to 100? So 2 to 100, I wouldn't even bother with, right? Maybe over 75. But the target, I would say minimum is 100. Do you need a Facebook profile or Facebook page? That's a difficult situation. I wouldn't do Facebook profile. Facebook profile, they typically want to see a human face. Facebook page, it could be anything. I have a Facebook page, right? So yeah, minimum 100. But yeah, look to see what their stuff is. And if you see, okay, hey, my talent doesn't have a YouTube, they don't have a Facebook, they don't have an Instagram, they don't have a Twitter, they don't have a Discord, help them start that, right? Again, if I was to run my own agency, I would make sure my talent has all of those. And I would make sure, maybe I would even do it myself, post the stuff for them, right? Get those clips up there, get all those things up, get that exposure, because there are so many people that don't watch Twitch. They don't have time to watch your live streams, but they'll watch your segment on YouTube. I do it all the time. There are so many streamers that I don't watch their live streams, like Danuk D. I don't watch her Twitch live streams. I watch her highlights on YouTube. I've seen her more recently pop up on Facebook when I'm scrolling middle of the night. I've seen clips of her on Facebook, right? I've seen clips of her on Instagram. These two, you can post on them at the exact same time if you go through the business studio on Facebook. It's literally one button and post on both, which is great. But you have to have these different places because that's how new people are going to find you. And they may not watch you all the time on Twitch, but it helps boost your numbers and makes you look way bigger, which is fantastic. Right? When you see a bigger number on a streamer, you tend to watch them more. It's a sad reality, right? So yeah, when I'm looking for talent, these are some of the things I'm looking for. Another thing I will do is how they talk to others. So I will scroll on their X, Twitter, and I will scroll through their Discord. How do they talk to others? How do they engage with others? Are they always the victim? Are they always putting people down in their Discord? How do they engage with them? Is their public facing personality align with what you want in your agency? Now, I've seen bigger corps, bigger agencies just grab everybody, anybody, right? We've seen it with Niji Sanji, where they just, if you got a heartbeat, you're in. Okay, but does that person fit the core values of your company? Think about it, right? That's important. You need to see that if I get this person, will we align? And if you don't align, don't hire. If I were to start my agency, I would make sure that they align with me on most things. It doesn't have to be 100%, 80%, 60%, right? It's good to have differences. It's good to have different points of views. You need to have differences. You need to have points of views. But do you align on most things? That is what's really important. How they talk to others is really important. If you see that they're on Twitter all the time blasting people because they chose dubbed instead of subbed, okay, do you really want that person? Because they're picking on small things and making them into big things, right? Are they calling people that watch dub Nazis? I wouldn't want that, right? Do a little bit of research of your talent. See what they're doing. That's important. What if I'm on all platforms, but I post my content on all of them? What if I'm on all platforms? Yeah, no, that's good. If your guy shares with a story, if you're doing that, that's great. If you're beyond that and you're still kind, you're good. You're good. If you have these minimum requirements, I would get you. I'd reach out to you, right? So yeah, see how they talk to others. Extremely important. And truthfully, this is what I would look for in my talent. The final and absolute final thing I would do is my application. Right? You guys have seen me do application reviews on stream in the past, I believe. I did those on stream, right? I definitely reviewed oh my god, almost 1,000 applications when everybody wanted to be in Niji Sanji and Hololive. But have an application, a form, right? Don't do a handshake deal over Discord. Have them fill out a Google form. How do they respond? Did they use an AI? Did they use ChatGPT to respond? Did they put in their own thought? Did they answer the questions? There are so many reviews I've done of people's audition forms that were just absolutely horrendous. It was one-liners, right? So you can see the seriousness of someone through their audition form, right? App/audition. Serious people will, sometimes on some of these questions write you a novel. But not with just random words. They'll articulate it, right? They'll put some thought into their answers. So see how they respond. If their answers align to you, perfect. I will definitely hire someone with spelling errors. That's what aligns with me. I am the king of spelling errors. If you guys know me, you know that's true, right? But if somebody has a hard time spelling, maybe they got dyslexia, or they were hit by a train, like I was. So there's reasons behind that. But again, does their answers mostly sound coherent? Are they good? Do they put effort into their answers? Do they try? So that's important. So for talent wise, this is what I would look for. And could I consider somebody under 100 CCV? Absolutely. You also need to actually. There's one more thing you need to actually look for too, which is actually extremely important that I didn't cover yet. I should actually add that because I just thought about it. Um, would I would I hire somebody less than 100 CCV? Yeah, possibly, but I would have to see, and this is the last point I got to bring up because I almost forgot it, and it's actually probably the most crucial thing. Look at their stream history. You want to hire somebody that does not stream like VTuber Senpai for the past 2 years. What does Senpai mean by that? I'm glad you asked, little Timmy. Again, Senpai's been busy with IRL work. I've been getting promotions, new work hours, so on and so forth. So if you look at my stream history, it is all over the place. January, February, March, I did pretty decent. May, June, July, most of August, I was gone. If you look last year, I was mostly gone, right? You want somebody that is absolutely consistent, that streams the hours that they say that they're going to stream. Now, having IRL get in the way happens to everybody. IRL is important. You got to deal with IRL always first, right? That is your breadwinner. That's what's going to pay your bills. Unless stream is already paying your bills for you, then you don't really need an agency. But you need people in your agency that are reliable, that are always going to be there. You got to think of your talents of and their streams like a TV show, right? When you turn on the TV, or Netflix nowadays or Amazon Prime, that every Friday my show at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is going to be on and I can watch it. That's kind of what a stream needs to be too. At 5 p.m. every Friday, Senpai's going to be live. Well, 9 a.m. every Friday now, Senpai's going to be live, right? Again, that is super, super important. You have to have a consistent stream schedule. I'm not saying, and I'm not going to look for the people that are streaming 5 times a week because that's just going to lead them to burnout. But I would love to see people that stream 3 times a week, right? Especially at the 100 CCV level. 3 times a week is plenty enough. 5 times a week, yeah, it can be better. But are they getting burnt out? Are they getting tired? Are they taking breaks all the time? That's important because if you're going to have somebody at your agency, you got to make sure that they're dependable, right? Absolutely dependable. You should also only hire 18 plus. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that should that should be obvious without being said. But no, a guy shares a story actually just nails that on the head. Yeah, minimum 18 years old. I know Niji Sanji, Hololive, all that stuff. And when they first started recruiting people, they had minimum 16. Then they raised it to minimum 18. You need to have minimum 18 years old. Absolutely. The local asked me that question after I'm done covering this segment. I'll be more than happy to answer that. So yeah, look at their streaming history. See if they're consistent. If I were to hire talent from my agency, Gizo, absolutely, I would totally look to see what your stream history is. That is incredibly important. And a lot of people glaze over that, don't look at it, and that is why you have problems with your talents. Okay? If they only stream an hour a week, 2 hours a week, those are things you gotta also take into consideration. Does that align with your agency? I don't want a talent streaming 8 hours a week if it's going to burn them out, if they're too busy, right? Again, life, IRL comes first. So are they streaming hours that fits into their personal life? For example, I've seen talents, I've seen streamers, VTubers especially, that have kids, right? And chat, you know what? I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. Believe it or not, Senpai has a kid. And I adjust my hours, my streaming hours. She's older now. She's 15. But and it's okay. I'm open to sharing some stuff like this. It's good to pull back the curtain a little bit. Because there is a lot of older people that want to get into VTubing. But I adjust my streaming hours to make sure I can spend time with my kid. That's extremely important. right? There was some Fridays that I absolutely missed that I prioritized to spend time with her. It's important that you do kind of stuff. Family, IRL comes first, full stop. And I would make sure that my talent has the time that they require to spend time doing what they need to do in IRL and with their family. That is extremely important. And a lot of agencies don't even consider that. All they want is stream, make money, make money, make money. But if you got a talent that has a crappy personal life, that means when they're alive, they're not focusing on their job. And believe it or not, sorry to say, streaming is a job when you're an agency. 100% it's a job. So you got to have them focus on their job properly. And if they're too worried about family because they're not getting enough time with them, they're not doing their job right. You got to treat it like an IRL job because it is. Okay. So we looked at all this stuff. We talked about all the things that you should do before you even consider hiring any kind of talent. Some final thoughts. If I were to start my own agency, right? Some things you got to think about. Don't overpromise. Know what you can and cannot promise. If you can't do it, say, I would personally avoid saying, hey, no, I can't. I would say something like, let me look into it. Maybe we can do it in the future, right? I don't like saying hard no's if it's avoidable. Sometimes you got to give a hard no. But if you say, hey, let me look into it, like if they say, hey, Senpai, I would love to stream Mario 64 and I know, or Super Mario 64, and I know Nintendo is blocking us. Can I stream it? Let me look into it. Let me contact Nintendo. Let me see what I can do. Chances are they're going to tell me no, but I'm going to try to get it to work for you. Let me just leave it with me. I'll get back to you, okay? Or whatever. Hey, can I collab with Mori Calliope? Right? She wants to collab with me. Can I collab with her? Let me look into it. Let me contact her agent. Let me see what I can do, what kind of deal we can work out that's beneficial for you, right? Don't promise you have connections to larger agencies / CEOs. Absolutely, right? If you want to collaborate with people from Niji Sundry, right? Don't tell, yeah, no, I can totally get that for you. Oh, and what Starlight brought up is absolutely true. I've seen that. I've seen people do that. You can't do that. Don't overpromise, right? Let me look into it. Fantastic answer right there. That's all you got to ask. Is the chat not pulling up? Oh, okay, it is. Hey, John, how you doing? Yeah, don't lie. Don't lie to your talents. Be honest with them. Be open. Be upfront. If you are in a financial hard time, tell them, hey, look, we're in a financial hard time. We weren't able to get out of the 50-50 zone into the 80-20 zone yet. XYZ, this is why. Show them why. Be transparent. There are too many times where agencies aren't transparent enough with their talent. If you are honest and transparent with your talent, they are extremely understanding and they'll be like, hey, what can I do to help you? And honestly, it's a bit of a two-way street. Think of it again as an IRL job because it is an IRL job. I'm in charge of 30 workers at my IRL job. And I think, what can I do for them to make sure that A, they get home safe, B, they're happy when they're at work, and C, that that they have happy and good morale goes in together, but like that they go home happy, that they want to come back the next day, right? Those are the three things I try to do. Same thing, right? My workers are going to be like, okay, how can I keep Senpai happy? They don't call me Senpai at work, thank God. But I'm not going to use my IRL name. But what can I do to keep Senpai happy, right? Is there anything I could do to help them to be more proficient, to get the job done faster and correctly, right? Being transparent is a good thing. I wouldn't be too transparent with talents, just enough to be transparent to explain situations, I think. Well, it depends, right? It depends on your relationship with them. But again, if it was me, I would be 100% transparent. There's no reason why they shouldn't know the ins and outs of the deal with, a sponsor. There's no reason why. They should know exactly what the split is. This is how much the agency is going to make off this sponsorship. This is how much you're going to make off this sponsorship. This is what we negotiated, right? There's things that you can absolutely share. Now, a lot of times in Western society, Asian society, European society, people are like, oh no, that's taboo. That's taboo. Be open, be honest. There's no reason that they can't know, right? If you show them that, hey, you know, I did the best I could to get you this sponsorship deal. These were the terms, these were the conditions I were able to get. Well, when they do eventually, because you do want your talents to eventually move on from your agency, they're armed with the knowledge that they didn't get screwed over. When they leave, they talk highly about you. Right? And that's the best and greatest format of advertisement, is when you have talent that are leaving happy. Right? Everybody leaves their jobs, their IRL jobs. I'm going to do it one day. You guys have done it. I've done it. Right? And when I leave an IRL job for more money, better working hours, so on and so forth, and I had a good experience, I talk highly about that company. If I had a hard time at that company, they were treating me horribly, it would be a negative taste in my mouth. I would never want to come back, and I would never want to send anybody that way. Right? So how you treat your workers is absolutely important. Again, an agency is going to be like an IRL job. It is basically an IRL job where you got bosses, managers, so on and so forth. You got to treat everybody with respect. Yeah, make sure everyone's on the same page. Absolutely. And yeah, a lot of startup agencies hide a lot of things. Annie, these are my new streaming hours. 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time till 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I guess I should have made a post about that. But yeah, don't overpromise. Super important. Since when? Last week. I got promoted like 2 months ago. I'll get into it after I'm done this segment. But yeah, these are my final thoughts. Don't overpromise. Do I have any more final thoughts? Because I did write them down, surprisingly. Nope, that's it. All right. That's my TED Talk. This is going to be a segment for my YouTube channel. So everybody say hi to YouTube, because you guys are going to be in a video now. Congratulations. But yeah, this is what I would do if I was to start Gizo, my own VTubing agency. What I would do before, what you guys should do before if you want to start your own, what I would do looking for talent, and yeah, my final thoughts. Beautiful. That's it. Now we can talk about whatever you guys want. Main screen. Wait, I don't hear the music. Uh-oh. Let me return on my headset. Okay, I hear it now. So yeah, for the people that don't know, I got a promotion at work. I run an entire shift. And my hours have changed at my IRL job, where now I'm working from 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm usually in bed around 2 a.m. in the morning, waking up around 8:45, which I did today, before stream so I could stream. I do like these new hours. It is a little bit more beneficial. It is way better. It's quite nice, actually, to be perfectly honest. When I want to work on YouTube content, I'm not tired, which is fantastic. Walter's asking, I missed some stuff. Did you mention how much staff/talent ratio? Yeah, so when you first start 50-50, to build up that stuff, to build up a reserve, 50-50, and then 80-20. And then what the staff makes is a percentage of the profits. And that's going to change from agency to agency. Like, I got an IRL job. My percentage of what I would make off the agency is 0. Everybody's different, though. Yeah, I don't have to watch streams at 3 a.m. anymore. Yeah. Well, it's gonna help some of you guys. It's gonna not help others, right? But you know, with these new streaming hours, I also have way more energy. I'm not coming home tired. I'm waking up tired, but that's different. I'm okay waking up tired. Sorry, I had to take a drink because, again, throat is hurting. I wonder if you'll get more of a European. Maybe. It'd be interesting to see. Oh my god, I totally forgot about YouTube short chat. I am so sorry. Oh my god. The blackboard was covering the chat. I am so sorry. Hello, YouTube shorts people. Whoops. I missed a lot of messages. Whoops. CCV is concurrent viewers for people that don't know. And hello, Sundax. How you doing? Whoops. Do you still do account reviews? Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do those. I'm probably gonna wait a little bit, Srirachi. Probably maybe a month or two before I do it. Yes, Annie, absolutely. Ask any question you want. Hey guys, this is the time for questions. If you want to ask something, ask it, please. Especially people on YouTube Shorts, now that I see your chat's up. Jesus. I'm so sorry. Hey, H Milk, how you doing? Okay, so Talon. Let me pause the music so I can actually concentrate. One thing I'm bad at is multitasking. So I want to take up horror-themed stop motion animation, but I still want to have micro character would people want to watch horror-themed stop motion. Well, yeah, stop motion people want to watch. What's that one stop motion? Gromit and something? I don't remember. People want to see stop motion. Like, okay. Let me put it this way, chat. People will, Wallace and Gromit, thank you. People will literally watch anything. So I want to say I was talking to Starlight about it. I was talking to somebody about it. I just don't remember exactly who at this point. There's a guy literally on YouTube with a toilet wrapped around his neck. A toilet seat wrapped around his neck. And that's his live stream. And then he has like fake turds. Oh, I shared that last stream? Okay, yeah. He has fake turds wrapped around the toilet bowl. He's tapping his head while he's like going gibberish. Right? Like, and there's thousands of people watching that guy. Literally, there's a niche for literally everything out there. Literally everything. If there's a guy that can have a toilet seat around his head, people will want to watch your stop motion. It's messed up, but it's true. Right? So yeah, you could narrate your stories in the background. Absolutely. Go for it, Talon. 100%. Do it. There is an audience that will like that will tune in. Will it be a super big audience? Maybe, maybe not. You won't know until you try. Okay, so you know I stream in Swedish. Yes. I like doing that, but lately I've noticed that I've gotten people from other countries joining my stream. They don't understand Swedish. Okay. But that's understandable. So I'm thinking if I should start switching to stream in English instead. My boyfriend is American too, and I stream with him and his friends sometimes too. And those streams are obviously in English. So there's nothing wrong with streaming in both languages, Annie. There is people that we've featured on this channel in the past, right? That streams in Russian and English, and she does fantastic in both, right? She currently has 100 CCVs, right? 100 concurrent viewers, and people still tune in, right? If there's people speaking in Russian, they'll speak in Russian. There's people speaking in English, they'll speak in English. So I think you should still speak in both languages. There's a couple of Chinese and Korean streamers I watch on Twitch that are just chatting streamers that, sorry, I got to be mindful of zooming in too much, of leaning in too much. that again stream in both languages. So I really don't see an issue if you talk in both languages. If anything, what I would do is I usually mix the languages and say the more important stuff. What you could actually consider, Annie, and I know this technology exists. There's I gotta look for it. Maybe I can share with you later. But there's an OBS plugin that is literally a on-screen translator. So the moments that you are speaking Swedish, it'll pop up with a little caption translating into English. No. It's free. It's free. I'm like 90% sure it's free. Let me look into it. I'll link it to you later. But there's so much stuff out there that like, and it literally just ties into Google Translate, and yeah, I'll look for it and I'll send it to you. Sorry, excuse me. I'll send it to you later. Um, you ask if you can do a lot of XYZ content. What's stopping you each time thinking of a new idea? Good question. Sushi Dog does English/Japanese, but does a lot of translation live. Yeah, Sushi Dog. Let me look up Sushi Dog, because there's two things I love: sushi and hot dogs. So I'm interested. You got me. What is a Sushi Dog? Sushi Dog. Maybe we can check them out together. Oh, they're a VTuber. Oh, cool. Yeah, it looks like Sushi Dog actually does both languages. Yeah, English and Japanese. So yeah, definitely think about that. She mixes Japanese and English a lot too. Yeah. So definitely, Annie, look at what other people are doing that are bilingual and just basically replicate it. I don't think a lot of English speakers mind that you speak Swedish. I really don't think they mind. So just keep going, right? If the English speakers still keep coming back to watch you, obviously they don't mind. Hello, Cosmo Cake Roll, how you doing? Have you guys seen me saying hello to people that aren't appearing on chat? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did they fix that? Wait. Are both chats? Wait. Whoa. Is YouTube Shorts chat coming up with regular chat? Wait, I gotta write in YouTube Shorts chat real quick. I gotta write test. Oh my god! They're linked now. When did this happen? What the hell? When did they fix that? About time? Holy crap. Oh my god, I love that. Okay. That's awesome. Oh my god, thank you, Streamlabs. Kind of feel bad. I should start paying for you now. That's a feature I wanted forever. Jesus. That's awesome. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy that the chats are merged now. About bloody time. Oh my god. That was driving me crazy. And that's why you take a break for 6 months. New features just show up and surprise you. I translated in the video, but it would be great to do it live. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely would be great to do it live. But yeah, just so you guys know, YouTube Shorts and whatnot go onto the same chat for Streamlabs. Great thing to know now. Oh my god, I love that. Oh, it makes me so bloody happy. But yeah, if you guys got more questions, ask away, please. I know there was somebody asking a question earlier. about something. I don't remember what. You could stream specifically on YouTube Shorts. I had no idea. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta have 2 different streams to do it. Just scrolling through chat just to see what the question was. I did ask somebody, I think it was Loco. Oh, how can one be safe from hackers and product scammers? So let me copy your question there, Loco. Did I close my Blackboard? Oh, I didn't. Okay. So let's swap scenes real quick. I wonder if there's a way I can get both chats into one. I subbed to you ages ago because I was trying to learn VTubing. I gave up. Don't give up, Cosmo. Keep going. A lot of people, like, so I've talked to my mods about this multiple times, but, you know, Sapphire, Rayless, and myself, we spent so many years streaming to no one, and it took time for us to find our calling, to what zinged, what, you know, made us successful. So it takes time. It really does. So let's answer Loco's question that they asked, because I think it's a good question. So product scammers specifically, I want to kind of like zone in on. Hackers, well, hackers, truthfully, if you get an email saying, hey, I'm a prince from a country, don't click it. If somebody sends you an email saying random things, click on this link. If there's an email literally asking you to click on a link, don't click on the link. That's the best way to get past hackers. Go directly to that manufacturer's website, company's website, click it. If you are getting an email about a FedEx package, but you didn't order anything, don't click the bloody link. That's how you're going to get hacked, right? So definitely, you know what, let's start with the hackers. Hackers, right? Don't click links. Go straight to the website, right? Set up 2-factor authentication, 2FA. Having 2FA will save you. Does it save you 100% of the time? No, it doesn't save you 100% of the time. But set up 2-factor authentication. It is another just double check, right? Vessel brought up a very good one. Discord, right? Don't trust your Discord friends. There was somebody in our community, well, not was, there still is, but they got hacked twice because they clicked on a link, or, well, second time, I'm not too sure, but first time I think they said they did it, but they clicked on a random link from their friend saying, oh my God, I got this game for free. Here, click it. Don't click it, right? Even Discord, even if they have 2-factor authentication, they could get past it. But you just don't click links. Don't click links. Don't click links. Stay away from links. Don't click them. You recently changed. Oh, yeah. You were recently charged for a new Xbox console. Would you like to see a PDF receipt? Yeah. PDFs. PDFs is one of the other amazing ways to get hacked. Don't click them, right? Unless it's a company that you've been in negotiations with for a long period of time for a sponsorship or brand deal or something. Different story. But again, contact them through the main website. Make sure the emails line up. Examine the emails. Google how to verify if an email is legit. Watch a couple of YouTube videos showing how to verify how an email is legit. Stuff like that is important. Product scammers. If I had $1 for every person that reached out to me about a product, well, let's just say I wouldn't have to stream anymore. Product scammers, right? most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, it's an email that you're gonna get from them saying, "Hey, try my stuff." And one of the top scammers I've seen personally is buy my product on Amazon, and then I will refund you later. Don't do it. Don't do it. If it's a legitimate company, they will send it straight to your address. If they're asking you to buy it first and then refund it later, all they want, truthfully, all they want is a review to make their product look better. They don't care about your review that you're going to do to the 50 people that watch your video for that particular product. They want your review. That's why they're doing it. And yes, Fessa, many people, especially brand new streamers, small streamers, fall for it all the time. All the time. It's, yeah. Don't do it. Okay? One that you guys will be, well, I'm hoping a lot of you will be familiar with, is people sending you DMs on X, aka Twitter. And they always start with the line of, "Hey, I've been following, whoops, been following you for a while. And you want to know what the very next sentence they say is? After you say, "Oh my God, hey, yeah, thank you for being a fan." Every bloody time, what they say next? Every time. I fell for that. I didn't buy the art, but every time, every time, every time, you will get those bloody artists. No offense to the artists. But yeah, and a lot of times what these arts are nowadays, I feel, and I could be very wrong. So if I'm wrong, please educate me. But a lot of these newer art commissions that people reach out to you in the Twitter DMs are the ones that are using AI, right? Don't bother. They're useless. Like Starley said, they're bots sometimes, but a lot of times they just use AI art. They do a generation on whatever AI programs there are, and then that's it. So yeah, the GFX artists. Yeah. Yeah. Talon knows what I'm talking about. I fucking hate those guys. I hate those guys. And you know what? You know what's driving me absolutely bonkers is they're now reaching out to me on Snapchat. How did you get my? Well, okay. To be fair, my Snapchat name is not the most clever one, but fuck, I hate those guys so much. So yeah, if you got a random person messaging you on Twitter saying that, and they start with, "Hey, I've been following you for a while," ignore them. Ignore them. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. I made a new account for my VTuber side, and I want to take commissions. I've drawn for years, but I don't know how to trust people with my account when it's new. Well, I find it hard to trust people too. Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah. And now they start out with normal combos. Yes. And they start out with normal combos, and not only that, they have the blue check mark too. So they pay that small fee to get the blue check mark to make them look a little bit more legit. Like they're not going to scam you. So those are the two big ones I see. And if you see either of these two, avoid them. That's like 95% of your stuff gone. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, man. Now, let me adjust the music here. Keeps going louder. What I hate that in some social media platforms that you can get rid of individual followers. Yeah, that's what I like about Instagram. You can get people to you can force people to unfollow you. What is Vesta's question? Oh, Star for a Discord DM a few days ago. Had a new band. Okay, for Star Discord DM a few days ago. Hey, I was a new member and got banned, and I don't know why. But we couldn't find any record of that person in the server, and she couldn't reply back to them since they didn't share a server. I would see that's a potential scam, Bessa. I think that's a potential scam. I would avoid it. I would just delete it. And truthfully, if you ban somebody from your server and they message back, you probably don't want that person back anyway. So yeah, I would just close it out. But I think that's a scam, to be perfectly honest. I decided to prep for 2026 since it's halfway through the year. I'll be having 2 months worth of consistency. That's good. Just never heard of that situation before, so I didn't know. Yeah, always side on the air of caution. Oh, I should mention, chat. Wednesday, I'm going to start attempting. Not gonna promise anything, but I am going to start attempting to stream again on Twitch every Wednesday, 9 a.m. I do enjoy live streaming video games. If I do enjoy doing that again, it will be probably every Monday and Wednesday, but I'm going to start streaming on Twitch every Wednesday. If you guys got game suggestions, send me a DM on Discord. This is not a scam. But if you got any game suggestions, send me a DM on Discord. I would love some suggestions. I've been playing 7 Days to Die for a very long time. I'm kind of tired of 7 Days to Die. I did not see that Dune Awakening has a free trial this weekend, so I will be playing that now. Thank you, Vessa. I really am going to be playing some Dune Awakening this weekend. I am excited. But yeah, I'm just looking for new games to stream. Truthfully, I need something. You got me hooked on that game? Yeah. Well, and we have our own dedicated server. And it hasn't been updated to 2.0, 7 Days to Die 2.0 yet. But I don't know. I'm not really enjoying 7 Days to Die streaming wise. I really like story-based games or you know, like an MMO or something, maybe, where I could just like play some Spotify music, chill. You know, not really having to think hard and just talk to chat. But the game is kind of like background content for me. Talking to chat is like my primary thing. Hell, I've been debating about playing Rainbow Six Siege on stream. I'll probably shoot myself, but I've even been debating that. I'm still waiting and pushed for a while on X. Someone doing a super modded Terraria playthrough. 100 mods. Ooh. My computer would melt if I attempted that. My computer does not like... I don't know. Nah, I should give it more credit. I have upgraded it quite a bit this year. So, I should give it a lot more credit than I do. I don't know. I just gotta find that one game that's a hook. There's just nothing right now that just hooks me and gets me, I don't know, super invested. I don't know if you guys experienced that ever, where like you're looking for something but you just can't find it, and you're just stumbling trying to find a game. Green Hall? No, I haven't. No, I haven't heard that at all. I'll look into it though. I think the only game I have most hours in right now is actually VTube Studio, to be perfectly honest. I've been playing a little bit of Guild Wars 2 lately. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Empire at War, but that's not a game I really want to stream. I downloaded Marvel Rivals. I'm a little bit interested to play that on stream. I might play a little bit of Marvel Rivals, maybe Overwatch, but probably more Marvel Rivals. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards that now. I think I could stream that while VTubing it. Well, yeah, I got a laptop too. I can VTube off. Oh my god. Okay, protein shakes done. Boom. That's my breakfast. But yeah, chat, I think I'm going to call it there for today. I have an errand I need to go do. And I got Discord messages, apparently. Watch chat. Oh, thank you, Vesta, for sending me that. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming by. My new streaming hours. So I can make this into a YouTube short. Say hello to YouTube Shorts, everybody. My new streaming hours are every Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you got suggestions for what you want to see on stream, send me a DM, or there is a form in the Discord that you can fill out giving me a streaming suggestion. Topics you want me to cover, things you want to talk about, drop them in there. I've been out of the scene for a little bit. I am doing a lot of catching up. So if there's things you want me to cover, whether it be some drama topics like Iron Mouse or leaving VShojo itself, let's talk about it. Especially if that's something that you guys are interested in. So send me a DM or fill out that form. Let me know what you want me to talk about next stream or future streams, and we'll go from there. Again, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every Friday. That's what I'm sticking with. That's what I'm going to try to commit to. And then this Wednesday coming up, I will be probably streaming some Dune. Because I got a feeling after this free weekend, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm going to have no regrets. So if you want me to, or if you want to watch me play some Dune, make sure you check me out on Twitch. Also, fun fact, don't change your Twitch name when you're tired, because you completely screw it up. And if you go check out my Twitch, you'll notice that you can't get to it. Because Senpai was stupidly tired when I tried to update my name, because my name that I do want became available and I kind of misspelled, which is something I do. So I'll link it in the chat on Wednesday. Other than that, have a great weekend, guys. I love you all. I missed you all. I will catch you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.